You wanted to talk about the death of an icon.
Yes. Jerry. I had to intro that way. So maybe you guys have heard of the news this week that TV host Jerry Springer died peacefully at his home after a small battle with pancreatic cancer. He was 79. So we all know Jerry for his ratchet, maybe reality TV show. His show His show actually ended in 2018, and after 27 years, 4,000 episodes, and many people questioning Jerry Springer's role in the decline of American culture. Despite that, Jerry Springer's show was a ratings powerhouse. So, Springer also told CNN one time that he did not mind being referred to as the grandfather of trash TV. So my question to you guys is, what is your opinion on Jerry Springer's impact on television and pop culture?
Well,
So like you were saying, Johnny, the Jerry Springer show was widely criticized for exploiting vulnerable guests, sensationalizing their personal problems for entertainment. But despite this, he provided a platform for people from a multitude of backgrounds and experiences to share their stories, their perspectives, and it helped break down taboos around topics like sex, relationship, LGBTQ issues. The show also addressed controversial issues and political topics such as abortion, rape, poverty, and sparked public discussions around these debates. So it also raised awareness on domestic violence, substance abuse, and it provided resources for those that were in need. It also highlighted the importance of freedom of speech and expression, while the show faced numerous attempts at censorship and cancellation. And Jerry Springer had a short political career. And it didn't really go anywhere, right?
Oh,
in the late 70s. In the late 70s, early 80s, he had a political stint. But he used his TV platform to advocate for progressive causes and social justice issues, LGBTQ rights, criminal justice reform. So in the end, I think that he had a greater impact on American discourse than he would have had as a politician, so as a TV host. Also, he gave us Steve Wilkos, and the guy, I mean, what I loved about Jerry Springer, voted worst show on TV. And when they were voted the worst show on TV, they were unabashedly proud of it. It was plastered all over their sets. It was amazing.
That is hilarious.
Steve Wilkos, really?
Yes.
I love Steve Wilkos.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you.
Yeah, that was wrong with you people? It was depressing, but it was a depressing show. No.
What is wrong with you people?
I love Steve Wilkos. How about you, Neo?
It's a good measure to see how much I'm winning in life. I just tune into those shows, and then I see how much I'm actually winning. That's a good
point.
That is. It helps you. It's therapeutic.
That's what that's funny. That's what my wife said about when she watches ratchet TV. It makes her feel good about her life. I'm like, really? All right. I can't watch that.
My life's not so bad.
No, I watched Jerry Springer all the time back in the day, like in the early years when he first came out, because I thought it was fun. But at some point, it got to be just contrived fighting, and it just got to be boring to me. It was like, at first I thought people were fighting for real, and they probably were actually. But
in the beginning,
some were scripted, some were acted.
But it got to be like watching wrestling, and it's all fake, and you're like, I can't watch this crap anymore. I just can't. I don't know. But Jerry was good at what he did. He was good at what he did. I even tried to watch it later in the later years, and I couldn't.
Me either.
I knew it was fake, and I knew what was coming. It was the same thing every show.
Yeah, it is. It's predictable.
But it's sad that he's gone.
It's a smart move, though. He knew what he was doing and marketing that kind of those kind of stories. Everybody watched.
How'd you feel, Johnny? Because you really didn't know Jerry Springer when he was back in the 80s. When did Jerry Springer still start? In the late 80s, early 90s?
I think early 90s, yeah. I think so. I mean,
So that was when the show was good.
In the beginning. I didn't start
first episode.
Jerry.
First episode of the Jerry Springer Show was September 30th, 1991.
91.
Oh, I was officially graduated high school at that point. Yikes.
I had not graduated yet.
Cute. So wait, did you guys watch it around that time when Jerry came out?
That was when it was
really?
good. Mm-hmm.
That's so cute. I didn't watch until like 2005, 2006.
Yeah, you were watching reruns. We saw it as it was happening, as the debacle was happening. The spiral.
Yeah. And then Maury came. So
Kevin Daxton confirmed 90s. Yep. All right. Yeah. So what were your thoughts, Yanni? Were you sad?
Yeah, because it's kind of like a little nostalgic, like a part of your childhood. You guys were older by then, so you didn't really care about him. But like when I was growing up, it was part of the, like, in the background, like Maury and Jerry and my grandmother's soap operas and stuff like that. So it's sad, but he did live a long life. I mean, and he was famous and wealthy. So he had a good life, to be honest, but yes.
Bobby probably watched soap operas too.
You know what? I only watched, it's funny you should mention it, because in high school, I started watching soap operas because all my female friends were watching them. And after about a week or two, I was just like, you know what? This is really garbage. I hate this. But then I had worked a construction job years later, and I had worked 7/10s 2 months straight. So I was bagged by the end of it. So I chose not to work for a couple of weeks.
7/10s are 7 days, 10 hours.
7 days a week, 10 hours. And I was commuting about 3 hours total. So they were long days. So then when I decided to just stop working for a short period, I was on the couch, and then I started watching soap operas. And as I was watching it, I was just like, okay, like this is years later and nothing's changed. I feel like I'm all caught up with the characters already. This is stupid TV. This is just stupid TV.
I hate soap operas. I never understood it.
Yeah. So no, not a soap opera guy, my friend.
Yeah. Okay. Good for you. Because I think the same thing happened to me, where I was off from school or something in the summer and had nothing to do, and I started watching. I think I watched As the World Turns or something like that, and I got into it for a little while, and I was like, this is just dumb. I was just like, and I couldn't watch it. I went back to my cartoons.
Yeah, I love cartoons. I'll always go to that.
All right, let's get some comments online. This is a good little tidbit. Mike Wolf comes with a tidbit. We need Mike Wolf on more often. But Jerry Springer had to resign as a Cincinnati city councilman because he paid for a prostitute with a check. Did you know that?
Who else do we know
did
that?
I did not know that. Trump? Did Trump do that? Oh, yeah. Sounds like a Trump move.
No. He paid hush money to a porn star. He didn't pay to have sex with her. He paid hush money.
Oh, this is a good point, because I think this is, so Jacqueline Robinson says he actually started out wanting to help his guests, often referring them to counselors and other services. I remember that, actually. However, thanks to Ricky Lake, his show took a trashy turn.
Thanks, Ricky.
Really? After that?
I remember that. All right.
Who's Ricky Lake?
Tell you what, she's no Jerry.
No, she was not Jerry. All right. Jacqueline Robinson also said the producer skillfully manipulated guests in the green room. By the time they came out on stage, they were riled up, ready to fight. It fascinated me that women would fight over the ugliest, most trifling, stupidest men imaginable.
Oh
it's true, though.
Yes.
And vice versa.
Like,
and vice versa.
Right, that's true. Sure. Vice versa, yes. Very true.
The craziest couples and situations. Like, yeah.
All right. Is this true?
I wish you had a clip. To show them for good old time's sake. This is true.
It's true.
Poor Jerry. Rest in peace, Jerry.
But like you said, Johnny, he lived a long life. He did what he wanted, so he rocked it, man. Well done, Jerry.
Oh yes.
Mike Wolf says Ricky Lake was the star of the original Hairspray movie. You may remember her from there.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about. Okay.